The Epistle of Paul to Titus, usually referred to simply as Titus, is one of the three pastoral epistles, along with 1 Timothy and 2 Timothy, traditionally attributed to Paul the Apostle and is part of the New Testament. It is addressed to Saint Titus and describes the requirements and duties of elders and bishops. Some consider it, along with 2 Timothy, to be Paul's final instructions to early church leaders before his final departure. Recipient. Not mentioned in the Acts of the Apostles, Saint Titus was noted in Galatians, cf. Gal. 2, 1, 3, where Paul wrote of journeying to Jerusalem with Barnabas, accompanied by Titus. He was then dispatched to Corinth, Greece, where he successfully reconciled the Christian community there with Paul, its founder. Titus was later left on the island of Crete to help organize the church, and later met back with the Apostle Paul in the Nicopolis. He soon went to Dalmatia, now Croatia, according to Eusebius of Caesarea in the Ecclesiastical History. He served as the first bishop of Crete and remained there in his old years. Composition. Scholars are not unanimous about the authenticity of the pastoral epistles. Pauline authenticity. The author of Titus identifies himself as Paul, a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ. Quote, according to Easton's Bible Dictionary, the epistle was probably written about the same time as the first epistle to Timothy, with which it has many affinities. Quote, scholars who believe Paul wrote Titus date its composition from the circumstance that it was written after Paul's visit to Crete. Titus chapter 1, 5. That visit could not be the one referred to in the Acts of the Apostles 27, 7, when Paul was on his voyage to Rome as a prisoner, and where he continued a prisoner for 2 years. Thus traditional exegesis supposes that after his release Paul sailed from Rome into Asia, passing Crete by the way, and that there he left Titus to set in order the things that were wanting. Thence he would have gone to Ephesus, where he left Timothy, and from Ephesus to Macedonia, where he wrote the first epistle to Timothy, and thence, according to the subscription of this epistle, to Nicopolis of Macedonia, from which place he wrote to Titus, about 66 or 67. However, works written under a false name would have been very problematic since the early church clearly excluded from the apostolic canon any works they thought to be pseudonymous. While critics point to the common practice of pseudonymous writing in the ancient world, they usually fail to point out that this practice, though common in the culture, was not common in personal letters. Opposed to Pauline authenticity. The pastoral epistles are regarded by majority of scholars as being pseudepigraphical. Epimenides paradox. One of the secular peculiarities of the Epistle to Titus is the reference to the Epimenides paradox. One of the Cretans, a prophet of their own, said, "Cretans are always liars." This statement by a member of a group that all members are liars is a famous logic problem, applicable also to Psalms 116, 11.